Hey guys, my name is Ashley Clark and I'm currently a triple diamond on our team, and I'm making this video today because I want to talk to you guys about time management and how important it is for your business. So time management is incredibly important for your success in this business, okay? We don't come into this, like nobody comes into this with a bunch of time, okay? We don't come into it like a million hours in the day, just free, ready to work on this business. We come in this with life, okay? We come in this with schedules of, school. Maybe you're a college student. Maybe, you work part-time or full-time, or maybe you work tons of extra hours during the week, or, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you're a working mom or a college mom, or maybe you're a single mom. We're all in different walks of our life. And we all come into this with different demands in our life and different schedules, but that doesn't have to hinder you whatsoever. And just to kind of give you background on like where I started. So I joined about 3 years ago. I'm a single mom, and at the time I was still a single mom. I was also a college student, but my college was not like part-time college. It was like 21 credits a quarter, 5 classes. I was there Monday through Friday, just like crazy schedule, because I was going for architectural engineering. And so outside of college, I also had, projects and homework to work on and other things like that. It didn't just stop in the classroom. And then on top of being a mom and college student, I was also working as a barista. And sometimes that would mean, getting up at 2 a.m. to work a 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. shift before I'd go to school. Or that meant, working until like 8:30 at night after school to work an evening shift. And then on top of that, of course, kids come with lots of fun activities that we like for them to do. So my daughters, they were either doing gymnastics or they had baking lessons. So life was just very, very busy. They go to their dad's house every other weekend. And so at the time, literally, every other Sunday was our one day where I was not at school or I was not at work or we did not have activities and things like that going. That was our one day of family time together, that we were together all day long. So life was super, super crazy, but I didn't let that stop me one bit, okay? I had a drive and I wanted nothing to do with that lifestyle anymore, and I had big goals for myself. So I was very intentional with my time and my time management. And within 3 months, I replaced my income completely and quit my job to work from home, which then in return helped me to have more time with my babies, more time on my business, and more time to build my income. So the first tip that I want to give you guys is actually, it's not about like time management, but it goes in with it very well. So it's, you want to be organized, okay? So between being super crazy, whether I was at school, like college classes, or at work or running around, groceries, the typical things of life, okay? I was all over the place. So one thing that I did was I just bought this binder at like Walmart or Target, and I ended up basically, it was like my business was in this binder. Like everything that I needed, I could just carry my business around with me. So some of the things that I put in this was, I put our monthly steps to success were in this. Our daily checklist was in this. My lists for potential customers or potential distributors was in this. The hundreds list was in it, and a few other things. And if you want to end up making a binder like this, get with whoever enrolled you and ask them, hey, if I want a binder that's got, my entire business in it, what kind of things do I need to have with me at all time? The reason why I had the potential customer distributor list was so that, while I'm talking to people about the business or the products throughout the day, instead of waiting till I got home at night and updating it, I was able to update it right then and there. And while I was working on my checklist, I was able to swipe off tasks that I had been doing right then and there versus like trying to catch up all with it later. I also had my charts of my goals for what promotions I was going for and things like that within this. So it just kept me very up to date moment by moment with my business and very on top of my business. Another thing that you're going to want to get is just your typical notebook, your notebook planner. I like the ones that have your month at a glance, like that. But then they also break it down into your weeks and your days. And what you want this for is because it's going to go into my next tip, which is being intentional with your time. So what I would do with this is every Sunday night, getting ready for the week, I look at, okay, what do I have going on? So back when I was super busy with college and working and stuff, so what do I have going on this week? I would write in, every day I'd write in what shifts I was working at, what times I was working them. I'd write in, when do I have to be at school? What time am I at school each day for the week? What nights do my girls have gymnastics? What nights do my girls have baking lessons, what other activities, you know, if there's kind of a birthday party coming up, things like that. Like typical, like non-negotiable, like things, you know, dentist appointments, doctor appointments, whatever was coming up, I wrote that in so that I knew what was going on for my week. And I knew then at that point, I was able to write in times that I am going to be able to work my business around my life. So another thing, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Another thing that is, you want to also know when we have our trainings and when we have power hours. And what a power hour is that is a led hour of work that's done by a leader, whether it's myself or Katie or one of our other amazing leaders on our team. We do power hours a few times a day. And they're all week long. We have them posted in the team page, and then we also put them in the Stay Connected chat. So like not knowing when they are, like you're always gonna know when they are. But you want to kind of like plan some that you can get on throughout the week, because a led power hour by another leader is going to help you. You know, we help you go through the checklist on some of the tasks too. We give you tips and tricks and help you with all the ins and outs of like what we do and how we're successful with it. And so you want to hop on this because it's going to help you understand the business faster. It's going to help you think of things that maybe you hadn't thought about doing or trying. We help you with messages and the way that we word things. So really, it's very hands-on learning. And so those are really important to get on, so you kind of like really learn what you're doing and understand the business faster, and helps you stay accountable too. What I would do is I would schedule any, like, you know, you don't have to be on every single one of them. So don't stress about being on every single one. Do what works for you in your schedule, but make sure that you're hopping on a few of them throughout the week for you and your success and your growth. And then another thing is, while I was carrying this around with me all over the place, is that I was talking to a potential customer, potential distributor, but they weren't able to like order or sign up right then and there. Since I had my notebook on me, I was simply able to ask them which day they wanted me to check back with them, whether they had already given me the day or I had to ask them about it. And then I simply just penciled them in of like a follow-up reminder for Sarah and getting the fat burners on, you know, Friday the 15th, things like that. It just kept me very up to date with my business, like all the time. I wasn't falling behind. I wasn't getting lost or anything like that. These two things were my very best friend when I first started, and I was busy all the time. Okay, so another thing, my next tip is another part of being intentional with your time is using your time wisely. So every single day you want to be doing self-development, whether that's listening to an Audible book, or if you're a reader, that's reading a book. But I do Audible books. I also love to look up motivational videos on YouTube. I simply just type in like morning motivation or motivational videos on YouTube, and they will like rock your world. They are my favorite thing. They keep me so fired up. And then another thing is you have to like be in love with learning, okay? Like fall in love with being a student and being a learner in this business. And so you want to be watching a training video like every single day, especially in the beginning when you're just trying to get everything down. So times that I would be using wisely would be showers, commutes, going to work or going to school, whatever I was commuting to, getting ready for the day, or when I'm cleaning my home, or when I was cooking. I would be either listening to a self-development book on Audible, or I'd be listening to a motivational book and just kind of like really like filling my cup with like good energy, good vibes, and like good thoughts. Or I would be listening to a training video and filling my cup. So like, you know, if I wanted to get better at signing customers, and I'm watching like 2 or 3 videos a day, you know, maybe even 1 video a day on signing customers, or if I want to get better with signing distributors, like other parts of my business, then I'm looking up and watching those certain specific types of videos. And it's so easy to just listen to them like while you're driving, you're doing any of that stuff. And those are like times of your day where, you know, that task that you're doing, it's so easy to multitask. So just kind of taking those times to really like fill your cup, and instead of listening to music your whole commute to work, listen to self-development or listen to a training video, and it's going to help you so much. Another part of time management would be waking up 30 minutes to an hour earlier than what you do now, or staying up, and also actually staying up 30 minutes an hour later every single night. Okay, mostly people will get up in the morning with just enough time to get themselves ready for work or ready for school, or maybe your kids are your alarm clock and you wake up when your kids wake up, or maybe you wake up and you just got enough time to get your kids and you ready for the day before you're out the door going on about your day. Waking up 30 minutes to an hour earlier and giving yourself time to work on this business is going to be, you know, it's your quiet time, kids are still sleeping, you're not rushing to get ready at that time, and you're just going to be able to focus on your business and doing tasks that are going to grow your income right then and there. And then, you know, throughout your day, like say you've got a busy job, or say you're at school, or you're busy with kids at home, whatever it is that you're doing, it, it could feel kind of stressful if you're not able to get a single like moment of working on your business done until like, the evening or night. And so instead of stressing yourself out, you're like, wow, it's 2 o'clock, I haven't done anything for my business, like I'm never going to be successful, and like putting that stress on you, wake up earlier and get some tasks done that are going to make you feel good and accomplished for the day, so that when it does hit, noon or 2 or 3 p.m., you've already got a good chunk of your work done in the morning and you can feel good about that. And then I'm going to go into kind of like being intentional with your time and kind of like letting time work for you, what exactly that means. But I'm actually going to start with your nighttime of like staying up 30 minutes to an hour later. I know that the day starts in the morning, but one thing that I did was start a day ahead of myself. So what that means is my nighttime of staying up, 30 minutes to an hour later, I was setting up for my next day. So I was looking at my schedule. And I was like, okay, so what do I got going on tomorrow? I was picking the times that I was going to work on my business. And then for those times, I was making little lists of what tasks I was going to get done for each work session that I was giving myself. Because by already planning out what tasks I'm going to get done at those sessions, I am able to, sit down at the time and I'm able to dive right into what I want to do. I'm not wasting time scrolling on social media. I'm not wasting time being like, what am I going to do right now? I'm like, okay, I've got this to-do list I'm going to check off, and I'm being intentional. I'm just hopping right into it and I'm wasting no time. Another thing that I like to do at night, when I know that I'm about to be incredibly busy the next day, is I would decide, okay, tomorrow, do I want to talk about a product, or do I want to make a post about the business and either, talk about my goals or what the business has done for me? I kind of just decide what I want to talk about, and then I pre-write my caption, and then I go ahead and save that caption into the notes of my phone. And then I also pick out a photo. If it's for a product post, I'll pre-write my caption. I'll have a product picture ready, whether I take a picture with the product or something like that, whatever it's going to be. And then I'll also pick 1 to 2 before and afters that I want to go ahead and put into the comments of that post. So I've got literally the entire thing ready to go for the next day, but I'm not posting it like right there at night when I'm making it. I'm just having it prepared for my next day. Same thing with if I want to talk about the business the next day and not talk about a product, then I'm going to write out my caption of what I want to talk about for the business. I'm going to pick my photo and have it ready to go, save the caption into my notes on my phone. And then my next day, when I'm busy and say that I had a moment between class and I can get a post up and I've already got the caption, the photo, and everything ready to go. I don't have to sit there and stress about, okay, I've got 10 minutes to try to figure out what am I going to talk about? What is this post going to be about? I already know and it's already ready, and I simply just post it, and it makes everything so stress-free. So that is what I do in my nighttime. I really set myself up for my next day. At night, another thing that I do is I like to ask people to host posts for me, but I don't actually get my posts up for that at night. But by asking people to host posts for you at night, which I know that before today you guys have already kind of like dove a little bit into host posts, but by asking people to host posts for me at night, when I wake up in the morning, 30 minutes earlier to an hour before my day starts, I've then got people who replied to me and people who are ready to post for me and said that they will do a host post for me. So now into my morning work session, what I do is I will get back to those people and respond to the ones who said they wanted to do the host post for me. And I will, send them the post, have them get it posted. I'll pick a few other work tasks that I want to get done. And then I'll put the work away, and then, now I'm on to getting ready for the day, getting the girls ready for the day, rushing out to work or school or, take care of the kids, whatever you've got going on. So letting time work for you at that point, those posts that you got up for the host post, now they're going to have people, throughout the hours that you're not sitting on your phone, you're not like checking it and stuff. Now you're going to be collecting comments of people who are now going to be potential customers, and they're going to be interested off of that post about whichever post that you had them share for you for a product. So when I come back to work now, I've got work to do, because now I get to check all of those host posts that I had gotten up in the morning. I get to add everyone who's commented on them, and I get to send them a message and start the conversation with those potential customers. Do you see how now you've got like work ready for you? Another thing that I do is I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to get my post up, whether it's about the product or the business. Let me go grab everything that I prepared last night, and I'm going to get that up super fast. And then maybe I'll have a couple other tasks that I wanted to do for my checklist during that time. Then, go back to life, whether I'm taking care of kids or whether I'm, at work and working my shift, or whether I'm in another college class or whatever's going on, or going to, sports and activities and things like that. I'm letting time work for me again. Because then when I come back to my next work session, I'm able to start getting orders in from the people that I've been talking to today. I'm able to check my product or my business post that I had done for the day, and I'm able to then reach out to people who showed interest or asked about it on my posting, or who commented or liked on it, and I'm able to start conversations with that, and then just really work on some other tasks as well. So, just because you join this business and you're working from home, or whether it's your laptop, your phone, whatever it is, you don't have to feel like you are on your phone all the time. Okay, we did not join this to be glued to our social media 24/7, and really being intentional with your time, like I've explained, of like, giving yourself big tasks to work on, like planning for the night ahead, staying ahead of your schedule and like what you're doing. That's going to help you to feel so good, so on top of it, and help you, grow your success really fast and not feel any type of like frustration with your business, or start to have that mindset of like, I'm too busy. Because the reality is that nobody's too busy. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. It just depends on like how you're spending them, and just being very intentional. I probably said being intentional like a million times in this video, but that is just something that is so important. That's something that I really want you to take away from this video. So I hope that this helps you, and I hope that you guys start taking these tips, implementing them with yourself, and just really running with your business. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.